What if you could ride your bike straight into a real-life fairy tale? We're talking about a place with 72 waterfalls, cliffs that touch the sky, and valleys so green they just don't look real. It sounds like a bit of an exaggeration, doesn't it? Well, Lauterbrunnen Valley has one of the most beautiful bike rides in the world. Granite cliffs just shoot straight up into the clouds on both sides, so tall you have to crank your head all the way back to see them. And everywhere you look, there's waterfalls. Dozens of them spilling over the cliffs like silver ribbons. This place actually inspired J.R.R. Tolkien, and when you're here, you'll get it instantly. It feels like you've stepped right into Middle Earth. The only way to feel its size and magic is to be out in the open on a bike. Our day kicked off at Trümmelbach Bike, right in the heart of Lauterbrunnen. These guys have been the local experts for over 25 years, getting people out into this incredible landscape. They were awesome, hooking us up with an electric bike, maps, and giving us personal tips on the best routes. Now let's talk about bikes. You see the towering mountains, you hear the word Alps, and your legs might start to ache just thinking about the climb. We have had the same thought, but here's the secret. The valley floor is almost completely flat, and to make it even more of a breeze, we rented e-bikes. It's a total game changer. An e-bike doesn't do all the work for you, but it gives you that little boost that turns what could be a tough ride into a joyful cruise. It means pretty much anyone at any fitness level could do this. After riding your bike for a couple minutes, you'll come to this sign at a fork in the road. The sign shows Trümmelbach to the left. Do not go left. That is the freeway, and we made that mistake. And you'll go left, you're on the freeway. Going right, there's a bike path that takes you directly to Trümmelbach. So turn right at the sign here. By turning right, you'll leave the cute village of Lauterbrunnen behind and hit a wide path reserved primarily for walkers and cyclists. There are a few cars, but no traffic. It's just you, the bike, and the path stretching out ahead, funneling you deeper into the canyon. In just a few minutes, you'll be standing in front of Staubbach Falls. It's one of the highest free-falling waterfalls in Europe, plunging nearly 300 meters down the cliff. It's so high that most of the water vaporizes into a fine mist before it hits the ground, which how it's got its name, Dust Brook. There's even a little path that takes you up and behind the waterfall where you can feel the cool spray on your face. We were given a complimentary lock for the bikes. Highly recommend you lock your bikes because if they're stolen, you'll be responsible, but we had no problems. Staubach is the opening act. Make sure you hike up this trail and be able to see the Staubbach Falls from both in front of the falls as well as behind the falls. Staubbach Falls is just one of the more than 70 waterfalls in this valley. Some are absolute torrents, while others are just a delicate little stream trickling down the rock. The path stays flat and easy following the river. Honestly, the hardest part of this ride isn't physical, it's trying to convince yourself to keep pedaling when every turn reveals another view that's somehow even better than the last. You may want to just stop constantly and take another picture and try to soak it in. It's free of charge to hike up Staubach. The waterfall drops almost 1,000 feet down to a valley that hangs in overhanging cliffs. It took us about 20 minutes to hike to the top of Staubbach Falls in Lauterbrunnen. The descent involved a short climb behind the waterfall via a tunnel and some steps. Be prepared for a steep uphill climb and slippery conditions, especially near the rubber mats that are up at the top. This hike begins at the base of the falls, and you follow a really clearly marked path behind the waterfall. It was actually pretty crowded the day we were there. The path is steep and can be slippery, so make sure you wear sturdy footwear and be careful. When you're done with Staubbach Falls, head back onto your bike and continue down the valley to Trümmelbach Falls. A lot of people think these are the best falls in the area. It does cost some money to get in. It's 2.1 miles from Staubbach Falls, but it's really fantastic falls. You can see here, these are well-maintained, beautiful waterfalls. I've created an entire video on these falls, so make sure you check that out on my YouTube channel. Watch paragliders soaring high above us like colorful birds. It's a complete sensory overload in the best possible way. A total immersion in the perfect alpine world. This is one of those things that's just hard to capture on camera. You really have to feel it, and if you're feeling the magic with us right now, you may want to try out this adventure. Also, take a second to subscribe to this channel. We'd love to have you along for the ride. Your support is what makes this possible. About a half hour of easy riding, and the path brings you to the end of the valley near Stechelberg. The valley walls curve around you to form a massive natural amphitheater, with waterfalls streaming down from every direction. In the distance, you can see Stechelbach Falls. Fed by glaciers hidden high above, it's a moment of pure awe. You feel incredibly small, humbled by the raw beauty of nature. From here, you've got options. You could hop on a cable car up to the car-free villages of Gimmelwald or Mürren.
River is really flowing right now, which makes it kind of fun to be going next to it. And the Guten Tag. So as you're coming along, you can follow along the river. You're in the shade for the most part, so it's just really comfortable and nice. There's a few park benches along the way. Do give a lot of pedestrians, so give them a shout out when you get to them so that they can pull over, and just be polite to them, of course. Okay, when you get to the Schildhorn Piz Gloria tram, you're going to buy a one-way ticket to Gimmelwald. That's at 45-85 feet. It's a cable car, and it really is inexpensive. We paid with our half-price card. You show them your half-price card. It's $2.50 per bike and around $5 per person. We paid, I think, $12 or $13 for the two of us with both bikes. You go around the back. When you first go in, you think, oh my gosh, I have to climb these stairs. But if you go around the back, there's an elevator that you take. You go up to the top level, and on your first door on your left, you go in and you can catch the cable car up to Grimmelwald. That's the easiest way to get up here. Biking up here is going to be near impossible.
Grimmelwald is an interesting place. It's on a cliff over 1,300 meters high. It's one of the last car-free villages in the country, and stepping into it feels like hitting the rewind button on time. We found the village that throws all of that out the window. It's a place high in the Swiss Alps, and the loudest sound you'll usually hear is the chime of cowbells, but its real magic here isn't just insane views or classic wooden chalets. It's the way they do things. Grimmelwald is famous for its honesty shops. These are unmanned stores where local farmers sell their goods, cheese, sausages, right from their homes. No cashiers, no security cameras. You take what you want, you leave the money in a little box. It's a system built 100% on trust. After biking from Lauterbrunnen, you take the Schildhorn cable car at the Stechelberg station. The gondola climbs what feels like straight up a cliff, and the world just falls away below. You're floating past waterfalls. It's only a 5-minute ride, but it feels like an elevator to another planet. One where the rules are different, the air is cleaner, and life moves on its own place. When those doors open, you're stepping into a village that seems completely untouched by time. The first thing you'll notice is Grimmelwald is quiet. The village is tiny, only about 100 people live here. Grimmelwald is a place that you're going to be glad that you got the electric bike. We pedaled around for an hour or two, and it seemed like it was uphill in every direction. It gets pretty tiring, especially at a higher elevation, but it was definitely a lot of fun. We're climbing around in these mountains for an hour or two. We were both pretty tired, and we decided to head back to Lauterbrunnen. We went back and took the cable car just like we took up, and we just took it back down the mountain and went back to Lauterbrunnen. Okay, so we're still here in Lauterbrunnen. We're going back to the bike shop. You can see we've got some beautiful views both sides of the mountain. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them. Okay, so we're still here in Lauterbrunnen. We're going back to the bike shop. You can see we've got some beautiful views both sides of the mountain. It's very awesome.